I'm loving this new filter. This just might be the one. This might be the one. Anywho, before I start this video, I have to give a huge shout out to one of my supporters. Huge shout out. Yesterday I went to get my nails done. You know, it was a beauty day. Got my nails done, got a pedicure, got my brows done, you know, chin, lip. It was a beauty day. And so I'm in there. I'm falling asleep in the chair. I'm not even paying attention to my surroundings. I'm listening to a podcast, a spooky podcast, and the ladies are taking care of me, right? After I'm done, the young lady told me that this nice lady paid for your services today. And I was like, what? Stephanie, thank you so very much. After I left the chair, I went to the room to get my brows done. I don't get much to them, just shaped up and that type of thing. And she said, the lady asked me, are you a celebrity? I said, no, I'm not a celebrity. I tried to explain it to her. She wasn't grasping it, but Stephanie, I was laying on that table with tears rolling down my face. Thank you so much. I'm speechless. Thank you all for the money you send on the Cash App. Thank you so much for always blessing me. With that said, I came across a news story from Mother Jones, and yeah, I told you so comes to mind. I tried to tell them, other content creators tried to tell them, I've showed videos of Donald Trump promising to reinstitute the Muslim ban. He said it several times while he was out on the campaign trail. And now he's promising not only does he intend to reinstitute the Muslim ban, he revamped it. He added more to it, just a little bit more cruelty to it as a result of all of those protests regarding Israel and Gaza. Remember, on day one, Donald Trump signed a whole bunch of executive orders. Donald Trump signed an executive order aiming to restrict immigration titled, quote, protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats, end quote. That's the name of the executive orders. The executive order. It has been described as a revival of his first-term Muslim travel ban, making good on a campaign promise. I don't know what these people were watching when Donald Trump was out on the campaign trail. Now they're all upset about all of these things that are coming to pass when he told you all this is what he was going to do. Yes, Donald Trump is a liar. There's a bunch of stuff that he's promised that he's not going to be able to do. But there is a bunch of stuff that he promised that he will absolutely do. When he told you, Hispanics, that there will be mass deportations, he meant that shit. Because he showed us in the first term, when he put you and your family in cages and then separated you from your children. Muslims, he told you, he tried to do this in the first term. He tried to implement a Muslim ban during the first term, had airports all across the country in complete chaos. And out on the campaign trail, he told you that he was going to reinstitute the Muslim ban. And here he is. He buried it and he combined it, buried it with the executive order that he signed in regards to immigration. Buried in the executive order is the fulfillment of another vow from the campaign, an attempt to find a way to easily deport pro-Palestine demonstrators. I remember him talking about this specifically. I remember him talking about this. When y'all had those mass protests all across the country, specifically those protests that took place on colleges and universities, campuses all across the country, that's when this conversation was taking place. And then tucked at the bottom of the executive order regarding immigration, at the bottom is a new provision that appears to explicitly single out new immigrants on ideological grounds, in particular, those on student visas who participate in protests against Israel's war on Gaza. The wording in the executive order states, recommend any actions necessary to protect the American people from the actions of foreign nationals who have undermined or seek to undermine the fundamental constitutional rights of the American people, including but not limited to our citizens' rights to freedom of speech and the free exercise of religion protected by the First Amendment, who preach or call for sectarian violence, the overthrow or replacement of the culture on which our constitutional republic stands, or who provide aid, advocacy, or support for foreign terrorists. This is why they weren't calling you protesters. This is why they were calling you terrorist sympathizers, terrorists, supporters of Hamas. This is why they were purposely and specifically calling you all terrorists. You are now classified as terrorists in this country. Student protesters against the bombing of Gaza do not generally describe themselves as preaching sectarian violence or undermining the constitutional rights of the American people. But conservative organizations like the Heritage Foundation certainly have. The Heritage Foundation, the ADL, AIPAC, Republicans, MAGA nuts, they all classify you as terrorists. And the chief of the MAGA nuts is in office calling the shots because you chose to either sit out this election by not voting or voting third party or voting for Donald Trump. Last summer, the foundation claimed the pro-Palestine student encampments were Iran and Russia-funded front operations and motivated by anti-American animus. In fact, throughout the presidential elections, Republicans over and over branded anti-war protesters as supporters of terrorism. And y'all fell for the okie doke. Y'all listen to these leftists. Y'all listen to these pro-Palestinians who are sitting using their camera phones in luxury. Y'all listened to Donald Trump. Y'all allowed him to play in your face. And y'all sat out the election. Y'all voted third party. Y'all let Jill Stein, the every 4-year political cicada, y'all allowed her to play in your face. And you voted against your own interests, or you didn't vote at all. And now there's an executive order officially classifying you as terrorists. And he plans on reinstituting that Muslim ban. Good luck to you.